Page 24, warm-ups. I want to talk about this page. It's not really a musical piece, but it's extremely important, and I would encourage you to just memorize this. There's a pattern to it, and once you memorize the pattern, you can memorize it. This is something that you can play each day when you sit down to practice. The first thing you do before you start practicing is play this page. And you could just keep this indefinitely. This is a good page. Use it to warm up with. Gets the fingers working in both hands. Let's talk about the right hand first. Now the pattern is, we're going to use all 5 fingers. We're going to start out on middle C. And just read the notes. Just forget the rhythm. Forget eighth notes and quarter notes. We're just going to deal with the notes for a bit. See, it goes all the way up the 5 fingers, and then it skips going down. That's the pattern. Memorize that pattern, you got it. Because in the next measure, the whole hand just goes up 1 key. Just move the hand up and do it again. And in the next measure, go up again, same pattern. We're only using the white keys on the piano. Go up again, the second line. We're starting on G. This pattern repeats all the way up till you get up here to C again. You've gone from here to here. That's the right hand. Now, the left hand, starting, well, at the beginning, you're getting the chords, the 3-note chords in a C position. It's the bottom note, the middle note, and the upper note. I call it triad because there's 3 notes in the chord. Not important. I thought I'd throw that in there for kicks and giggles. You know how it is. Okay. This goes up each time with the right hand. So as the hands go up together. Like so. Starting with the 3rd line, then it's reversed. Now the left hand gets the exercise. Etc. all the way up to the top. And the right hand gets the chords. Now again, when you play these chords, you put your hand in the position of the chord for the notes, and you drop the hand down. So if it's left hand, it's there. Drop the whole hand down. Listen carefully and try and get all the notes down at the same time. Right hand, take some practice to do that. That's the warm-up. So there's really nothing to it. If you can memorize the pattern, you've got this. It's a piece of cake. I would like to play it with you because I want to add the rhythm. We have 8th notes. We're in 4/4 time. It's simply 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And on 4 you get a quarter note. It's not a big deal. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and, etc. A couple of things here I'd like to point out. Again, I'd like you to understand all the symbols you're seeing on the page. There is a symbol at the end of the 2nd line. You see 2 measure lines real close together, 2 bar lines. It's called a double bar, and it is used in music to separate sections of music. It's like you can have chapters of a book, or you can have sections of music. And the double bar separates the sections. In this case, they're saying the first 2 lines is one section. It's where the right hand has the melody going up. The right hand has the 8th notes. And then the last 2 lines is a different section. And that's what they're telling you there. Now, this piece is not a difficult piece. There is one tricky spot I want to talk about. And that is going from the 2nd line to the 3rd line. Because in the last measure of the 2nd line, you're up here. In the first measure of the 3rd line, you're down here. So you got to move both hands very quickly because there's no rest or anything to give you time. So when you finish this, You got to know exactly where the trick, you know where you are, you got to know where you want to go, and you got to know which fingers are involved. In this case, you're here, but when you get down here, it's here. So you might have to practice the move, and we practice moves in piano. You go to here. Practice that because it needs to be done in rhythm, in time. The beat goes on, right? Right. Now they've got things in red, some notes in red. I'd prefer not to get into them just yet because I think it's a little confusing. But I'll cover them just briefly because they've got them here. Above the staff, for the first three measures, they have main phrase, same phrase in D, same phrase in E. They call it a phrase. That's fine. A phrase is like a musical sentence. It's a short sentence, but it's a musical sentence. I call it a pattern. It's where I was telling you the pattern repeats itself. They're calling them phrases. I'm not going to get into it. That's fine. That's what they want to call it. Then the notes below the staff are telling you that the chord is on C. The first one. A chord, as I say, a chord is 2 or more notes. Some people say a chord has to be 3 or more notes. I'm not going to get into that argument either. There are a whole bunch of different chords in music. This is a C chord in the first measure in the left hand. It involves, without getting into a lot of details, the bottom note is a C. You're playing every other note on the keyboard for 3 notes total. So in the next measure, it's a D. Technically, it's a D minor. I won't get into that either. It's a D. Chord is built on E, F, G, etc. We'll do more on chords later on, but I'm just explaining that much so you understand what these red notes are. They don't affect how you play it, and they could have left it out right now. You're not really missing anything if you don't understand them. So let's play this together slowly. I'll give us 4 counts, and we'll do it. You're starting out in C position here. 1 and 2 and ready and go and.